Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting, fun-filled installment of Chasing Neat. I'm Michael. This is Dawn.
Yes, that is true.
And tonight, we are just getting, well, we didn't get back tonight, but recently we got back from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Mm-hmm. Bardstown, Kentucky.
Bardstown, Kentucky. There are 6,000 people there. And I don't know how many vendors.
I don't know. They said 6,000 people, but I mean, for 6,000 people, I didn't really feel like that.
Yeah, it didn't feel crowded, but
yeah.
They said 6,000. Yeah. They probably sold 6,000 tickets. So.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably how they know that. But it didn't feel crowded. I mean, I don't want to say at all it's a festival, considering this is our first time going to the Bourbon Festival. We've been to Bourbon Fest before, but not this particular one. And so I don't know. It felt the most crowded watching people stand in line, So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
so, you'll see that video.
You'll see that video. You've probably already seen other people's videos of different things like that. But 6,000 people, wow, and people were walking away with lots of bottles.
Yeah, wagon carts full.
Yeah,
so.
you could even rent lockers there. So that's how crazy.
Well, shoot, we came away was 17, 16.
Yeah, but we didn't need a locker because we just kept walking back to the car.
Yeah, we actually had a decent parking spot.
Yeah, we had a great spot.
Good job, Tom.
Jamie hooked us up. We can't tell you his last name because number one, we don't know it. Number two, we don't want to give away our secret for next year.
It's our little secret.
But I got his phone number.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we're going to show you tonight is the purchases that we got either directly at the festival or we did make a trip to Maker's Mark and Wild Turkey. Larrikin, which is the old Lawrenceburg distillery. We'll get more in that when we get to their bottle. So, but tonight, or actually right now, what are you drinking, honey?
What am I drinking? Oh,
tell you what you're drinking.
I'll tell you what I'm drinking. It's a Old Forester.
Old Forester single barrel. It's the 6 on James, one of our most favorite whiskey bar / restaurants in northern Indiana. We just discovered this year, 100 proof. So it's a store pick for them, and it was so yummy. And this bottle we actually got engraved, laser engraved.
Yeah.
With our channel name, Chasing Neat.
Yeah. But I haven't had it in a while and thought, no.
And I am having an Angel's Envy bottled in bond release that we got at the distillery.
Which not this
during the
Bourbon Women's
Symposium. Yes.
It's a mouthful, isn't it? But yeah, this is is it a gift shop only, or was it just released in the gift shop?
I think it was gift shop only.
Yeah.
And it's a 375 bottle. It's a little one.
Is that their first bottled and bond release?
Yeah, it's their first bottled and bond.
Oh, so we're both drinking 100 proof.
Bottled and bond and cask strength.
Yeah, and it's not finished in anything.
Yeah, it's not finished.
It's the first one they've never finished in a.
Yeah, it's 100 proof.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so
anyway.
All right.
We got plenty of bottles. We might as well drink while we're doing this.
It's
See if the enunciation gets worse.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it's gonna keep going now. Yeah, right. But yeah, Mike did a little bit of took some time rather to get a couple notes because again there are so many of them, and we thought, well, you know what, we don't want to really gloss over that super fast, which we probably will anyway. But
so the first one I shouldn't say the first one we got. First one you pulled
out of the pile
is 15 stars, and this is their First West blend. It's a blend of 15 and 9 and 7-year-old straight bourbon whiskeys, and this is batch number 1, bottle 2473, 106 proof, and 15 stars is named after the state of Kentucky, which is the 15th state.
What? I didn't know that.
To be inducted into the United States.
Well, inducted, it became a state.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is it became a state probably 1792.
Yes.
Because how do we know that? Gardens.
1792 right
Oh
there.
yeah, because of Barton's. Oh, we know a lot of
And
Kentucky
that one's
history.
bottled and bond too.
We don't know Jack Diddley squat about Indiana.
So this is a limited release, and we tried. They had all of their offerings, as did almost all of the vendors there. They had everything that they offered,
Yeah.
and then special Bourbon Fest only releases.
Oh yeah, that's how they get you, either at the gift shop or a festival release only, or a Bourbon Week only, or a Bourbon Heritage thing only, or Total Eclipse of the Heart type release thing, But it worked.
Yeah.
We
So
got one.
we got this one's actually signed by both the owners,
Father and son.
Father and son, which you
I can't remember what
can't
they
read
said. Maybe we'll have
anything
to go
on
back to
there.
the
It's
video.
just gold
Yeah.
signatures, but that was cool. We got to talk with both of them, and they both went over there. And again, you'll see that on the video. But of the ones we tried, it came down to like 2 that we liked the most, but we just wanted to get one, so we got this.
Yeah.
And my notes say this was 139. I don't
I
remember. We'll
don't
have to go
remember.
to a receipt, but
After a while, we were just like,
that's what it's listed
just
as.
back it up. Let's go.
So that's that.
But that was kind of fun because we don't own any 15 stars. We do now, but we kept saying we didn't want to buy it unless we tried it. So.
All right. So the next one is the Lawrenceburg.
So while you're looking that up, before the Bourbon Fest even started, we took our friends to John O's Liquor in downtown Elizabethtown. That's where we ended up staying in the big store there. And while we were there, it was a Friday afternoon, Friday morning, I guess, whatever. And
I splashed that just by. Yeah,
it's hard to say. You need some safety glasses on, I guess. But so we were at John O's just because we wanted to show our friends this huge liquor store with this crazy collection that it's just you can't touch. You just look. And while we were there, we met the owner, John O.
Mr. John himself.
Mr. John himself, and he recommended a couple bottles, and this bottle here, he highly recommended, and so we tasted it and we tried it. And what is this bottle?
So this one is a 1-cask rye by Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company. It's a high wheat rye whiskey, and it's aged 7 years. Comes in 113.2 proof. It's barrel number 5, 103rd bottle.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting about this, and we actually got the
Master Distiller signed that, but we
Signed
didn't.
that one?
We weren't present when he did it, though.
we
But
signed it ahead
okay.
of time. Now, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. So this is Lawrenceburg,
Lawrenceburg
Distilling
Bourbon Company. Not to
which
be con-
is just outside of Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
And at the festival, one of the days that we were there was a giant orange kangaroo, inflatable kangaroo.
Yeah.
And we didn't really realize it at the time, but it was there to draw attention because they were making an announcement about this distillery. And the announcement was
They changed their name and branding to Larrikin.
Larrikin, which is an Australian slang for a person who disregards convention, or a maverick.
A Maverick. Yeah. Apparently, the Master Distiller is an Aussie.
He's an Aussie.
Aussie. So, but we did kind of run in. We did a quick little side trip. It felt like literally 50 yards down the road from Wild Turkey, and we just popped in, and real bright, cute little distillery space, purples and oranges and all that. So we'll show that later. But anyway, back to this. We got this bottle, and then at the festival with the kangaroo, they announced a new brand, a new name, and I think we talked to the gals at the distillery that were there, and they were just like, it was, every time you hear Lawrenceburg, it's like, to me, I'm like, okay, Lawrenceburg, Indiana is what everybody thinks of first. MGP. But then there's Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and then there's Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company. So it did seem to get a little confusing. So it's going to be weird to get used to the Larrikin because it doesn't really, to me, ring off the tongue easy.
No, but it will.
It will, yeah. It's different. So I think he'd probably get a good idea.
The creed, or
Yeah, so anyway, that's it for that
All right.
one. Next.
So that's that one.
Next.
And then, so while at Wild Turkey.
Since we're going down that route, dang, that's good.
So I don't have notes on these just because
Oh, yeah.
Wild Turkeys. But
Well, we went to Wild Turkey early in the morning on a Saturday morning or whatever it was. Yeah, because when we were at the festival on Friday, and we talked to one of the reps at the Wild Turkey tents, and they were, of course, this year is Jimmy Russell is celebrating 70 years with the distillery.
Yep.
And so
they had a special release.
Special release, yeah. I don't know if they were selling that bottle at the festival and they were out at the time, but the rep told us that, hey, go to the distillery. They got plenty of those bottles, so we made the trek the next day, super early in the morning, to get the Jimmy Russell 70-year anniversary special bottle.
And
wah, wah.
They didn't have any. They only had like 2 cases allotted to them that day. We got there early.
Wait, that's not completely true. There was a whole wall of Jimmy Russell 70s that they were used as decoration.
Probably 100 bottles, decorations.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we didn't end up getting it, but, of course, we don't go away empty-handed. Yeah. So what are these bottles?
So this one is the Wild Turkey Private Selection, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Single Barrel, Visitor Center, July 2024, distilled on 2 of 2015, bottled on July 31st of 2024.
Ooh,
and
9 years.
I forget exactly why we got this.
Distillery only.
Yeah, so we got distillery only because we didn't want to come away empty-handed.
Yeah, I forbid.
But then we also got a Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit single barrel.
Yeah, flip that over. That tells us it was the Camp Nelson.
Oh yes, this is Camp Nelson. So somewhere on here it says, CND, which is the Camp Nelson Rickhouse D. So our friend Tom said that he had tasted a bunch of them, and this particular one was really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. So,
and it was
we
good
trusted him, so we purchased it. So if it sucks,
no wait, it doesn't suck because we tried it when we got there Thursday night. He had his bottle.
Oh yeah, we did try. It didn't suck.
It didn't suck.
Good on you, Tom.
But yeah,
Linda, you can keep him.
Yeah, at least keep his wallet.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 wild turkeys.
2 wild turkeys, so we didn't get skunked. It wasn't a wild turkey chase.
Although we did keep saying that, didn't we?
All right. So here's one. Now this bottle, dun dun dun. When we first, it's hard to get in here because we're still building out the construction. So we've got to order our countertop.
We'll get there.
Anyway, so this bottle is Rock Castle, and it's a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in brandy casks. Or cask. No, it says that, so casks. And it's barrel proof. It's 56.5 AVC.
112 ABV.
ALC.
Oh, alcohol.
Oh, alcohol / volume. All right.
Yeah,
so
ABV.
Bottle 65 of 272. Yeah. But so this one, and this one's signed by the distiller. As long as I just didn't
mess with it, man.
Take it off. But so when we first got to the festival, this was the very first one I tried. Period of anything. We walked in and I had that first, and it's right at my profile. It was
your profile alley.
Sweet. It was caramely. It was butterscotch. But I didn't want to buy it right away because it was the very first one. I didn't want to be tainted by, get the first one you try. So we went.
As opposed to us walking into John O's Liquors, being there 5 minutes and picking a bottle. But continue.
Well, true. However, I knew I was going to come back or be there for 2 days. So if I was going to find something better, I was going to purchase those better things. But as it turned out, our last day, I went back and bought this because I liked it that much.
Was that the last bottle we bought too? It's the first you tasted.
I think it was the last one we bought.
I think so too. So what's interesting about this bottle is when we had a road trip, I don't know, back in August, we went to Lexington, Kentucky, and we went to the old James Pepper Distillery. Old James Pepper Distillery, period. But that whole complex is just up and coming and a community vibe. Well, this distillery that makes this bottle is called the Barrel House, right? Yeah, Barrel House, which happens to be the Barrel House that was the barrel house for James Pepper back in the day. Am I right on that? Yeah. So, which at that time we didn't go through that tour as well, you know. But
and Rock Castle is named for the county that they're in.
Okay, I did not know that. So there you go. Well, anything else?
Well, actually, I should say it's named for the county that they get their water from. So, but I'm still assuming it's all in the same place.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else you want to say about that?
Nope.
Good for now. All right.
It's good for now.
On to the next one.
Next up, that one.
Milam Greene. So, okay. I feel like this is the first one we bought when we walked in this tent. So we went to into a tent called Evergreen Liquors.
This is 2 girls, right?
Yep. And we actually, when we were at the Bourbon Women's Symposium in August, we didn't get a chance to try that, but we would have wanted to, because it was this Bourbon Women's Symposium celebrates women in whiskey, and but anyway, we didn't get to try that.
2 of my favorite things: women and whiskey.
Oh, brother. So anyway, it's Milam Greene. We knew we wanted to try it,
and in that order, most days.
Focus. We had so anyway, we walked in the tent and we tried this Milam Greene, and that's the first thing I tried. I think that might have been the only thing I tried at that booth, and I just loved it. So it was is a female master distiller. Her name is
Marlene Holmes.
Marlene Holmes.
And she's been in the industry for 30 years.
Yeah, and turns out she actually was at. I know she was at the symposium, and she actually won an award.
Yes.
What was that award she won?
Best.
Well, the symposium women. Well, she won an award for that conference, but what does your note say about her?
Well, I've got her. I don't have this year's stuff, but she won.
Oh, gotcha.
She won Master Distiller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what is the name of this?
So this one is called Milam Greene Unabridged Volume 3. And it's 59%.
Is that a cask strength one? Can hardly read it.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah, metallic.
I do not know if it's a blend, so I'm going to say no. So it's a blend of 4 casks of 10 year, 13 casks of 9 years, 7 casks of 6 year, 5 casks of 4 year, 5 casks of 4 year, 15 casks of 3 year, and they list what they are, but they're Kentucky bourbons, a Texas bourbon. Texas bourbon with malted rye, Tennessee bourbon, and another Kentucky bourbon with malted rye. So that's what that is.
Well, there you go. Cool bottle, though. I mean,
yeah. Now, the unabridged reference refers to a book that has not been edited. Mm-hmm. So they offer this at cask strength and not chill filtered.
And unedited.
Volume 1 was released in 2022 and
23 and then 24.
23, 24.
Makes sense, yeah. Have you seen this bottle around anywhere? I mean, like, our travels?
This one comes in a box. I forgot to bring the box down.
Oh.
I found it, though.
Yeah.
So this one's about $94 and 118 proof. And I thought there was something else in my notes I wanted to say about this.
Yeah.
But, the unabridged is paying homage to the master blender Heather Greene's book Whiskey Distilled, and showcases her incomparable talents. So the CEO and master blender of the company is Heather Greene, who was named Master Blender of the Year in 2023.
Ooh, at the Women's Symposium. Gotcha.
So that's that one. That one's also signed by both of them because they were both there.
Well, there you go. Master Distiller and Master Blender, both women.
All right. Now we got a little one. Oh,
we got a baby one. Yeah, so this little guy. Old Forester, the 117 series Rum Finish. I gotta be completely 100% honest with you. I've seen this before, only, just you see it around the internet. I don't know if it's the 117 series is multiples of those little 375 bottles, but when we were in the Evergreen,
in 2021.
Okay, so when we were in the Evergreen Liquors tent, they had these little guys on the way out, so I knew I wanted to grab one of those because, we never see those around there. And when you get a chance to buy a bottle at MSRP, that's something that you cannot get, we kind of sort of jump on that. But what do we know about this? What the series?
So the Old Forester 117 series is an ongoing series.
Okay. It's like the size of a little itty bitty Woodford Reserve double, you know, or double doubles.
So it comes from Warehouse H, and is a symbol of Old Forester's growth after World War II. And the series was launched at the time Old Forester's master taster Jackie Zykan was still there, and so she played a role in that.
Okay.
And I had one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, so the 17 series allows Old Forester to release bourbons that they may not have enough volume for a new brand extension or a taste profile that they want to provide the bourbon community. But they have it, they found it, and they want to bottle it and give it to us, so they put it out in
just kind of little smaller bottles,
smaller
so they
bottles
can
and
distribute it.
Yep. So
Okay, well, we got one.
we got one.
Yeah,
Rum Finish.
Rum Finish. We'll try it. See if we
July
like it.
2024. 95 proof.
Perfect.
Batch 1.
Batch 1.
All right.
As opposed to batch 2 and 3, because it's just limited runs, right? Oh, look at this one.
Frankie August.
Frankie August, or not to be confused with Frank August. So this bottle, is it the front? You can never tell.
So
Yeah.
Frank refers to the state of being open, honest, and sincere, a philosophy that this distillery has built their brand upon.
I thought there's a little shroud of mystery around Frank August. Like at the symposium, we had samples of this during the talks, or sorry, not the talks, the keynotes with both Nancy Fraley and Jane Bowie, who Jane Bowie was from Maker's Mark. She was one of the I was gonna say Master Blender, yeah, but she was the one who kind of started that whole series with the wood finishing series for Maker's Mark. But anyways, Jane Bowie and Nancy Fraley both, I think, maybe had a hand in maybe this. I don't know.
We'll have to go back to our notes.
I don't know.
Or watch the video.
But what are your notes? What did your research say? Anyways, this is a Frank August single barrel. Picked this up at John O's when we first got there, and it's, I think, 122-ish proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
122.2, and it's 6.8 years. Bottle 24.
6.8.
No, barrel number 24. Bottle 167. I didn't have many notes on this because their website didn't have much on this at all.
See, that's what John was saying. He's like, it's a bit of a mystery. So, but all we know is that's good.
Yes,
So,
it's yummy.
Yeah.
All right, moving
Next.
on. Dun, dun, dun.
Are we almost done?
Yay. Halfway.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, this one. Now, their website had absolutely nothing on it other than their
Another
name.
mystery.
So, I forget why we got this though. I'm sure we tried it.
We got it because it was
yummy.
tastes good.
So, Old Steelhouse. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Old Forester, Old Steelhouse. So the Old Steelhouse Blueprint series is a collection of bourbons that feature historic blueprints from the Old Steelhouse Distillery in Cox's Creek, Kentucky.
Cox Creek.
The Old Steelhouse Distillery has been part of Kentucky since 1844 when the Samuels family
What do you know about the Samuels?
began distilling. The family business continued until Prohibition. Then they returned to distilling in 1933 and continued for 50 years. And then after 50 years, it stood empty and vacant, and they resurrected it. But this one is 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. It's a single barrel, 003, distilled in Indiana, aged 9 years. 109.6 proof, and
it was yummy.
yep. And so looking at the blueprint on here, it's just a bunch of circles.
Well, it looks like kind of like
the big X.
gears almost, maybe. But
Yeah, I guess you could say that's a blueprint, but
so,
but
we'll see what happens.
But we tried it, and apparently we liked it enough to buy it. We might have to go back to the video just to see.
Yeah, those guys were busy. I remember people were just, it was just lining them up. Taking them out. So, but you know, it's yet another MGP sourced / finished blended thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You know, you gotta have this. You gotta have a good story. You gotta have a better whiskey.
Yep.
For the story. So we'll see. What I'm already liking though is how dark it is.
Yeah, it's got some color to it for sure.
Yeah.
All right. The next one.
Oh, this was an interesting bottle.
Yeah.
So it'd be surprised you to say if we turn this bottle actually around to the front that this bottle actually came from New Riff, because it doesn't look anything like a New Riff bottle. This New Riff. So this one is a limited edition. What are you doing?
I'm getting a New Riff bottle.
Oh, good grief. Yeah, so looks nothing like a typical New Riff.
Although I think the bottle shape is exactly the same.
I know, I think it is
and that's
too.
what I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is inspired. The name of this is called Silver Grove, and it's inspired by 1933 bottling of Silver Grove bourbon. I forgot what he said, to be honest with you, what this is about.
So this is a tribute to the workers there. So a portion of the sale goes back to the community of Silver Groves.
And so they're going to start doing this special or limited release or something like that then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's 65% corn, 30% malted rye, and 5% barley.
4 years old.
And then this comes from barrels coming from the top 2 floors of our 5-story rick house in Newport, Kentucky. This aging is in the hottest part of the warehouse and leads to powerful flavors and an elevated proof of 116.2.
Whoa, 116.
And this is bottled without chill filtration. So Silver Grove comes from an old bottling of bourbon from the 1930s, part of the greater Newport, Cincinnati area, somewhat forgotten history distilling. When we built our new barrel house in Silver Grove in 2022, we knew we wanted to support the community through our philanthropic efforts, like we do in Newport, said President Molly Lewis.
Molly, maybe?
Molly? Yes,
Anyway.
It looks like Molly.
Molly, whatever. So each bottle sold, they do donate back to the local community. So, which is interesting. Again, it really kind of threw you when you kind of walked in to their New Riff's tent, because you're like, where's all the black bottles? I mean, they were there, but this random one shows up. So that's cool.
But it was yummy, so we bought it.
Yeah.
That's our
It was
story.
yummy.
We're sticking to it. All right, you can explain this one.
There's nothing to explain about this one really, other than it's Pursuit United Double Oaked Bourbon. It's their special Kentucky Bourbon Fest release, and anything that Kenny Coleman and Ryan Cecil blend, I'm all in.
Yep.
Period. 108 proof. Yeah. So I bought 2.
We have 2 of these.
Yeah. If you guys haven't tried Pursuit United, you have got to find it.
Yeah.
And try it in Kentucky markets.
Even
for
their
sure.
rye. Their rye is really, really, really good, to the point where Dawn and my nephew Mitchell both picked it out of the 7 when we went down there to do our own
barrel pick,
creation, whatever. So
experience. It was great. Yeah, so anytime I get a chance to buy a different kind of double oak Pursuit United, that's what we do. So yeah, definitely. I'm not trying to understand it at all, but I mean, it's just reliable. It's good, and the price is right.
Yep.
I mean, it's $69-$79. You know, I mean, it's going to be really a
Double
lot
oak
of
bourbon.
Yeah, it's going to be really a lot of fun. Watching these guys.
Yep.
I mean, all the double oak blends that Ryan has put together has just been phenomenal. So, and then we're back. We almost forgot. We actually did go to another distillery. Just kind of a quick little sidetrack, because whenever we're actually in Bardstown, Louisville, whatever, with some new friends or any friends who haven't been in the area much, and we happen to say, "Oh, hey, go over here. There's this distillery here, there, and everywhere." We just take a quick little jaunt, peel off, and let them kind of experience quickly at least the outside. We don't go on all the tours. You just got to make those kind of reservations way in advance. This bottle, we stopped at Lux Row, and of course we've all had Rebels before. Rebel is usually, these Burgundy bottles are usually store picks. So and while we were there, we pull up, and what do we see? But a Kyle Busch NASCAR car right in the middle of their yard.
Insert picture here.
Hope you have a picture.
I did.
But anyway, what does it say about this one, Michael?
All right, so this particular bottle was hand-selected by Kyle Busch.
There you go.
Now, Rebel Bourbon is the official bourbon of Richard Childress Racing, and
you tell we're not NASCAR people.
and partner of the number 8 Chevrolet driven by Kyle Busch.
Yep.
We are thrilled to release a Rebel full-proof single-barrel bourbon hand-selected by Kyle exclusively at the Lux Row Distillers gift shop.
At 120 proof.
At 120 proof.
Yeah, and it was cool. The master distiller was there, and he signed the bottle for us. So there you go.
It says hand-selected by Kyle Busch.
There you go. I mean, we didn't try that bottle, but I mean, we have yet to have a private select barrel pick Rebel bottle that didn't suck. By the way, those of you who don't know, Lux Row is owned by Ross and Squibbs, aka MGP, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, blah, 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 on and on.
Blah, 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 blah,
on and on and on. Anyway. Oh, but I forgot, we have another. We went to another distillery on our weekend trip. Our friends, again, haven't been to Bardstown, so that we're just off the interstate, or not interstate, it's a Bluegrass Highway, something like that. Of course, I thought, where's the Bardstown Bourbon Company? So let's just take a quick little detour, and we stopped there and picked up the Bardstown Discovery release number 12. I was going to wait and buy it at my local favorite liquor store, but they were kind of making me a little nervous. They were like, well, the distribution on the 12 is a little more limited. So I don't know if it was a ploy, but it worked on me. So
it worked.
But I did not want to miss picking up a 12. So
we got 12. Goes to the 11.
Yeah, which is weird because so the discoveries when we started collecting them were Burgundy labels, and then they finally a couple of them.
Which is what I just poured in my glass.
Yeah. There's that, and then they went to this cream color label, which is fine with the Burgundy like foil label across it. Now this one is foil and it's an orange label. I don't know what they're doing. I guess it doesn't really matter. I like it, so. And we did try the 12, so.
Yeah, we tried that. We liked it.
So.
We like most things out of Bardstown.
Yep. Yeah. It's just there again. When you start doing blends, blends are expensive. I mean, especially at Bardstown, because they're buying so many nice, great bourbons. So, do all the red ones together.
Yeah. That one there. That one there. That one there.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, ba-doom, 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 boom.
You wouldn't be a bourbon trip if you didn't come back with some red tops, right? Right. So we did go into the Maker's Mark tent, and of course that line was as god awful long as what the one for Heaven Hill was, but we weren't about to stand in those crazy lines. So what we were able to do is taste and try all these, 2 of these bottles there, and then we'll tell that story in a second. But while we were at the festival, what we tried is we were able to try the Cellar Age. We were able to try their Kentucky Bourbon Fest release, and we were able to try the Hearts release. So those are all great. But we were able to pick up, this is I think the one. Yeah, this is the Maker's Mark private selection for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival 2024 palindrome. Is that a palindrome? Palindrome. Haha. Yeah, 111 proof.
I couldn't find anything on that particular naming.
I mean, yeah.
But I'm sure there's a story.
Yeah, bottle 52 out of 246. So, did they only make 246 bottles for the festival? That seems kind of...
Maybe.
Seems kind of... Yeah. Maybe people weren't picking it up because they were really chasing the cellar age. So, anyway, that's the bottle we picked up at the festival. These are the 2 outer bottles we picked up at the distillery itself, because what did we do?
So Tom, our buddy and fellow bourbonite, encourager, along with his wife,
accomplice,
said, we can go to the distillery in the morning, and they're giving out to the first 250 people a ticket to purchase a bottle of the cellar age. So he said, we're in. He said, okay, we'll leave at 4 o'clock
in the morning.
a.m.
We're like, what? We don't do this.
So we're 40 minutes away. So we wake up at 4 o'clock, leave at 4:15, get there at 5:05. Through the back winding roads, in the dark, in the fog. And fortunate, I think Tom was driving his big Ford 250?
350?
350.
Big truck. Big old truck.
So we get there and we pull up, and it's like all I see in ahead of us is nothing but taillights in the parking lot. I'm going, man, we are not going to get a ticket.
Nope.
But we were number 126.
Yay!
So we got our ticket, and then like at 5:30 we got the ticket. Well, we had to wait until the gift shop opened at 8:30. So we could either sleep in the car or go someplace. Well, we decided to go back to the hotel, go back to sleep, get up, and then go back, which is what we did. We got there. We picked up our... actually, we drove separately.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Because we had a dinner that night. Which we'll have another.
No, that's different.
No,
this is like the last day. It doesn't really matter.
That's right.
But the reality is, this is the last day. We all went back to the hotel, took a couple hours nap, checked out of the hotel, drove back to Maker's, got our bottles, had lunch, and then hightailed it home.
Yeah.
So we got, technically, that Rock Castle wasn't your last purchase. It was this one.
Well, it was the last purchase there
at the festival. So
we got this bottle. We came back to the distillery.
What is that bottle?
And this is the Cellar Age 2024 release. And so we get there first, apparently, and no. They beat us there, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat us.
Yeah, they beat us. So after that little interruption,
anyway,
camera overheated.
What you were saying is, we got to the distillery and we checked in with the
front desk.
I was saying main gate or whatever.
And we had our little tickets.
Our little golden ticket, paper ticket that they turned into the golden ticket. And then we went to the gift shop where the bottles are. Our friends were all down there waiting for us. And then, they were going to go buy their bottles, and they still had the little paper tickets. And we were like, no, you
have to swap them for the golden ticket. So all the way they go, and then he calls down, because Linda had stayed, and he said, I need her driver's license.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. We were like, oh, my gosh. Luckily, so those of you who go into Maker's Mark, it's pretty hilly. It's kind of a walk from the parking into the main visitor center check-in to like the grounds, and it's just beautiful. So, if you have trouble walking,
poor Linda had a bad ankle. She had an ankle brace on. So luckily they allowed her to just photograph her license and send it back.
That was nice. But they do have a shuttle, so it's decently handicap accessible. It's just you can go down easy, but coming back up, just take the shuttle. Yeah. It's perfect. So.
But while we were there, we bought a distillery exclusive bottle.
Yeah.
2024 SB52, proof 108.7, 10 virgin French oak staves, and I got to dip this.
Oh yeah.
Along with Linda. Yeah. Well, no, Linda did her own bottle, but. I did this one. Dawn filmed it all.
Yeah, that's right.
So you'll get to see that video.
Everybody's got to dip something. Well, that's your second time. I never got to dip anything. So anyway, that takes care of the makers. So.
All right. So put all
clear them away.
Back.
Yep.
Makers 1, makers 2 and 3.
If only we had some friends who liked makers.
I thought we had one more.
Maybe. Let's know what's left. That might be it.
That might be it. I thought we had a heart release.
We had a heart release, but not on the haul. We got that previously. But anyway,
all right. That's what I was thinking. So that completes our festival haul.
Yeah. So just kind of some other. We didn't get this, but again, what this big line for Heaven Hill was. I mean, people were walking out of there with some old Fitzgerald and
some of the Parker Heritage
and the Heaven Hill 18 year. So I mean VIP people who people who were able to get the VIP tickets were able to get in an hour early, but they still had like a couple hour wait sometimes in those lines. But if that's what you wanted and you wanted to wait for it, you could get it. So that
$500 price for the VIP ticket basically got you in an hour earlier. So you could stand in one of those lines and potentially get one of those rare bottles, which I don't have a problem with. If that's how you want to do things, then great. I mean, we tried to do it, but we weren't fast enough getting our email to get the link to go to the place to get our VIP.
You're still kind of a little salty about that, aren't you?
I am. There's...
It doesn't matter. Actually, there's a lot there. Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, seriously, you guys, if you want to try a lot of different things, we at Barrel, we tried it all. I mean, you had Seagrass, you had Vantage, you had 35. Yeah. We were at 1792. There was their Bottled and Bond. It was their 12-year. It was their Sweet Wheat. Good Lord, where do you get pours out of that? So
Neely family had all of their expressions.
I mean, so many master distillers were there. Like we had Steve
Almost
Nally.
Every master distiller was at their booth at one time or another.
So it was a good time. I know where it's just kind of, this is a Bourbon Fest haul video, but it was a great time.
And the food was great. We had both days we ate there. We had a giant pork sandwich or a ribeye steak sandwich, and both were big and good. And the church people were cooking up those food items. And you ate underneath a tent, and they had live music being played. And then they had next to that area was where all the people that were selling non-bourbon goods, bourbon related goods, but not actual
drinkable
liquid
stuff.
So you get all your novelties and stuff. So
So
and some really cool stuff. One guy was etching glass by hand. Glencairns and rock glasses, and it's just gorgeous work. So
really neat. So, but anyway,
that's it.
That's just the bourbon bottle haul. So now watch for some of those videos and blinds and tastings,
and we'll let you know how they are.
Yeah. So for now, I guess we're going to end this. Wrap. See you guys later.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.